Olivier. We have narrated and talked about various aspects of disability law enforcement in letter and spirit, our governing obligations. Could you shed some light on your human rights advocacy within France, how the existing framework of UNCRPD is an aid to your practice, and to what extent can developing countries incorporate legal advocacy in a way that can meaningfully advocate for persons with disabilities for a better tomorrow?
Thank you very much. First, I want to say a gigantic thanks to the organizer. It was just a stunning event, and I'm very proud of it. And I would like to congratulate the French embassy for the guesting too. I want to share my experience as a lawyer in France, specialized in fundamental rights, and I was very touched when I saw the title of the panel, and nothing without us. It's just fantastic, and I want to be in, because I want to start by very personal consideration. 5 years ago, I was victim of a tragic accident of car, and all my shoulders were totally destroyed with humerus bones, everything. And I was very sick. It was practically it was impossible for me to move any arms. And thanks God, because we have a very strong solidarity in France for the medical care. I was surgeon, and it took practically 3 years of rehab. And what it was very strong for me, first, this is the solidarity and the manifestation of the fraternity, because you know that in France it's very important. So I was very, very happy to have not the fears to engage, to be cured, and it's very important. Anyway, I was victim of discrimination. When I was sick, no one was able to feel and imagine that I was sick and I can move my arms. And immediately, I was a sort of invisible disabled. And this is the reason why I am fighting for this kind of things. And whether you are a lawyer or anything, another job or everything like that, immediately people say, oh, you are disabled, so you are less efficient. And immediately it could be a sort of shame, because in plus you are handicapped and disabled, so it could be a sort of feeling of shame when you're talking about it. You are tired too, because every people say, oh, you are disabled, so it could be a trouble. And we have a very long fatigue, and unfortunately this is not totally adapted to the work that we used to do. So we don't want any pity. This is what I want to say. And I deplore, and I insist on it even in France, we have no access to a lot of building and court and everything. And this is the reason why there is a sort of black number of disabled persons, because people are too shy to say, I am disabled. I imagine, when you have psychiatric troubles, I used to preach for these people because it's very important in France too. And people could be jailed because they are totally insane. And immediately I was thinking, oh my God, but we don't realize that they are totally sick and disabled. And psychiatric treats are really, unfortunately, have a very bad perception about them, and it's very sad. I will add the things, I was aware of the difficulties of access of medical care and medical surgeon. In France, by example, as a lawyer, we used to fight for the right of disabled people, because when you are fired, some insurance can say, I don't want to pay you, because there is a sort of money-back salary, a sort of rent, a sort of things like that. And unfortunately, we have a lot of trouble with private company of insurance that they don't want to pay. So you are sick, you are disabled, and in plus, you have practically no money and you have not the right to claim everything because you feel totally loneliness. So we try to do to resolve this kind of things. And there is another question. This is about the minorities. The minorities, they don't want to go to the hospital to try to have access of different methods of curation. And I used to pledge for a nomad people, you know, people that they want to run into the mobile home. And there is a lot of discrimination in Europe about this kind of people. And unfortunately, we discover that there are practically 15 years less of capacity of living, and it was a tragedy. And because there is no access of medical staffies, medical doctor, and nothing is done for them. They are not aware of their so many rights, and nobody wants to say you have the right to do that, you have to access that, you can be cured. So this is a limit of the public policy. And I used to work with some organization of disabled people too. And this is always, like we said before, nothing is designed really for disabled people. We have some trouble to access to the court, to everything, even if we try and we have a fantastic legislation in order to oblige with a positive obligation to realize some building things. Anyway, we have such many positive obligations too. You have a new access of some job, but the counterpart is a sort of discrimination, because immediately it could be considered like a sort of pity. You are there because you are disabled, and it's not so easy. I want to underline that in France we try to fight against discrimination. European Union too. European Union is fighting for that. There is a lot of subvention and fee for to sustain a lot of campaign about it. And what I fear a lot, practically, this is what I fear a lot, is the fact that being different, being disabled, is a sort of stigmatization, and we are considered that less efficient. And even for the public policy, we used to say, why I have to pay, in France, this is the speech, why I have to pay for your sickness. Some people are saying that. They say, there is too many taxes, we want to try to make it low, and I have no reason to pay for you and for your disability. And I said, but I was exactly like you before, and now, thanks God, there is this fantastic system. If not, I would be totally without arms. And I realize that people are not aware of the chance that we are living in France in this condition. Anyway, we have to check the difficulties. We have to try to fix it, and maybe make it public knowledge, with a strong knowledge about what we are suffering from. And you know, practically, this is not a question of changing of law, but we have to change the sight of the people. Thank you very much.
Wonderful. Thank you.